This short video is going to help you determine when to change your home's asking price. There are 3 monitoring factors, and they're very important to pay close attention to. When I was in high school, I actually worked at a steakhouse. Now, it wasn't a high-end steakhouse. That would have been nice, but it was kind of an affordable steakhouse. You may have heard of the franchise Bonanza. So what happened, people would come in and they'd go down the line. They'd start at the cash register, make their orders, and then go down the line kind of like a cafeteria. They'd pick their vegetables, pick their breads, etc. And when they hit the end of that line, their steak would be ready to put on their plate. Now, if they had ordered a ribeye medium, when they got to the end of the line, a medium ribeye was put on their plate. Same with a New York strip, T-bone, whatever they had ordered. Now, how would we have known? And by the way, I started as a dishwasher, worked my way up to a steak chef. How would we know that? Well, we had monitoring factors, and it all had to do with traffic or lack of. So as people entered Bonanza and got in line, we knew that we would need to add steaks to the grill so that they would be ready medium, medium rare, medium well. We didn't get well done hardly ever. Once in a while we did, but we did have one guy who said, just put mine on there, burn the grill marks in, turn it over, burn the grill marks in, and put it on my plate. So that's what we did. But I don't know if I could eat a steak like that, but he was a regular. But as the night went on, we would know when to add steaks, when to add fewer steaks. And by the end of the night, we rarely had much wasted steak because we followed the monitoring factors. And that's what we're going to show you with pricing your home, and changing the price if needed is following monitoring factors. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So the best thing to do, of course, is not change your price. Now, I know this can be a challenge, but with good advice, good guidance, good data, good support, you should be able to price your home so that the price doesn't need to be changed. When you price your home at the correct price in the correct value range to begin with, you will sell faster, you will sell closer to asking, you will pocket more money at closing. It's just proven. Real estate agents say that till they're blue in the face, but the ultimate decision is yours. If you have to change your price, you will ultimately take a little less than if you had not had to change your price at all. So your ultimate goal is not to have to change your price. There's just no doubt that that's the best strategy. But when you do, there are 3 monitoring factors we're going to use. There are 3 signs that aren't 100% clear, but they're pretty easy to interpret. I think you'll see what I mean when I show you. But one thing you need to be aware of is that you're not creating a negative situation by making a price change. Follow these monitoring factors and you'll be just fine. A lot of people think, well, isn't it a negative? We lower our price. That's just a big negative. It looks like we're desperate. No, that's not the case at all. It looks like you're following the market. You're paying attention to what consumers are telling you. When you change your price, you actually, in the MLS, which defaults to major real estate portals, when you change your price, you're putting your house in front of prospects again. Sometimes the same ones, sometimes new ones. So it's not a big negative. It's not a big price cut like you see at a going out of business sale or something like that. It's not a big negative connotation. Now, if you stay in the market for an extensive period of time, your neighbors are probably aware of it, and agents are probably aware of it, and then it becomes negative. But that initial price change, or even the next one, are not considered negative if they're putting you in the right value range to get your home sold. So let's talk about the first monitoring factor. The first monitoring factor is if you're getting no traffic. Now, let me make you aware of something. A lot of people say, well, gosh, maybe we're getting no traffic because our agent isn't any good. Well, that's easy to say, but I'm here to tell you that with today's technology, it's nearly impossible for your home not to be exposed to a lot of buyers. When it goes on the multiple listing service, it's defaulted to national real estate portals, Realtor.com, Zillow, Homes.com, and many others. As a matter of fact, one of my pet peeves is when real estate agents say, we're going to put you on 137 websites. Well, no, they're not. It's just a default from the multiple listing service to a lot of different sites that expose homes for sale. And it's just virtually impossible for you not to be exposed to prospective buyers. So if your price is where it should be, there will be a response. If you're getting no traffic at all, nobody's coming to see your house, yeah, there's a problem. If you've done the things you should do, preparing the house for sale, making it look good, making it appealing, making it convenient for buyers to see, then that kind of leaves the price. So if you're getting no traffic, but everything else seems to be in order, you probably need a price change. Now, if no one's coming to look at your home, what they're doing is they're deciding based on data. They're looking at the data. They're looking at the pictures, looking at the videos, looking at all the information on the house and matching it up to the price. And if they're just not feeling it, if they're thinking, well, there's other houses that are better values, this one doesn't seem to be within the proper value range, they won't come see it. So the lack of traffic is a response in itself. Now, when you have no traffic, the change in price is probably going to be a little bit larger. So no traffic equals a little larger price change because people would come to see the home if it seemed close, if it seemed like, well, maybe it's in the right price range. But if it's just not, and you're getting no traffic because buyers are determining that you're not in the right price range, you need a little bigger jump in price change than if you're close and buyers are responding to you. So let me show you the second monitoring factor. The second monitoring factor is if you're getting no offers, meaning people are coming through the house. Maybe it's steady, maybe it's not steady, but you're getting a spurt here and a spurt there. In different markets are different. I've been in markets literally where you could go for several weeks with no activity and all of a sudden just be busy as can be for a week or two. Every market's a little bit different. But if you're getting traffic and your agent says, hey, we're getting feedback that the price is a little bit high. Now, here's something else. Let's just say you have 10 people come through and no one says the price is too high. Well, the fact that you've gotten no offers might mean the price is too high. So having no offers is a monitoring factor. What people are doing now is looking at your information online saying, okay, it's good enough to go see. Now they're coming to see your home. They're physically comparing it to other homes. And then they're making the decision, other houses are a better value than this one. So you're just slightly above where you need to be in a scenario like that. So if you're having people come through the house, you're getting feedback or you're not getting feedback, the price change might be a little bit less than the previous scenario where nobody was coming. So you might make a slight price change rather than a large price change. Now, what do I mean by slight versus large? Well, I'm going to defer to your agent for that. Have that conversation with your representative and discuss where you want to go in price. But depending on the price range, a small price change could be $5,000 or a small price change could be $25,000. Again, depending on the price range that you're in. So again, no traffic, bigger price change. Good traffic but no offers, smaller price change. And here's the third monitoring factor. You are getting offers, but they're not acceptable to you. Now, this is a little different than the previous two because you're actually getting offers from buyers. Now, if you get what you consider to be a low ball offer, you need to rethink how you respond to that. I've had many situations over the years where we got a very low offer, a ridiculously low offer, and then we responded and worked them up to where they made a reasonable offer. And ultimately found out they just wanted to try and see what the seller would do. Now, that's really not a good strategy, in my opinion, because when a buyer makes a low offer, a lot of times all it does is irritate the seller, who then doesn't really want to work with them. So if you get a low ball offer, just treat it as if it were a reasonable offer and make a reasonable counter offer. But here's the point I'm getting to regarding this being the third monitoring factor. I had one, and this has happened more times than this, but I had one very specifically that I remember, the most recent one, where we were at a specific price. An offer came in about 10% below the asking price. And the buyer countered back, and we couldn't work it out. We then got another offer about 10% below asking price. Seller tried the same strategy, didn't get it worked out. A few weeks went by, third offer comes in, about where the other two were. At that time, the seller said, I get it. Okay, that's what people are willing to pay for my house. So we went ahead and negotiated that offer. Now, what should have happened, quite sincerely, is after the second offer, when it looked like, hey, this is where buyers think the house should be valued, we should have moved the price down just a little bit at that time. So if you're getting offers that really are kind of reasonable, I don't mean like 20, 30% below asking, but very qualified, reasonable buyers who would like to buy the home, but they're not willing to give you your price, you might have to consider that and make an adjustment accordingly. I hope that makes sense. So remember, your very best situation, the best deal you're going to get is if you make no price change. So do your best to price the home so that you will have it sold within a reasonable time without having to change the price. If you do have to change the price, remember the 3 monitoring factors. 1, no traffic. 2, good traffic, no offers. 3, offers coming in that aren't quite where you want them to be. Those are the 3 monitoring factors. I hope that helps. And I did put another video up here. This one, if you haven't seen, you ought to watch. It's the one question real estate agents hate you to ask, but you should ask it anyway. If you like this video, please do hit that like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. And remember, it is your choice, so make it a powerful day. Bye-bye.